The big voice. KWTN 100.9 FM. Nebraska. The official radio station of the Winnebago tribe.
KWTN 100.9 FM. Welcome everybody to Winnebago Talks on a beautiful Tuesday. August 27th is today's date. My name is Garen Coons, Communications Officer for the Winnebago Tribe. And I believe we have a special guest that's going to be driving us today in production. And you're going to be muted here today. No, but I'd like to welcome in our multimedia coordinator for those that don't know who this guy is. He is Kevin Ebert. Go ahead and...
The infamous Kevin Ebert.
Yeah.
MCBK Eames. Just kidding.
It's in the house. So, Kevin, we'll talk to you a little bit later on, kind of discuss on some of your job duties and whatnot and stuff, but we'll kind of make our way this way. And then if you want to go ahead and switch the cameras to the camera angle, whoever's talking, and we'll give it the next introduction.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Brian Chamberlain, editor for the Winnebago Indian News, and here at KWTN 100.9 and the Big Voice Radio, MCBKC. I hope you guys are doing great today.
We also have from the Winnebago Indian News.
Good morning, everyone. I am Tyler Snake, the Winnebago Indian News Office Circulation Manager.
We have some news to discuss here. So last Tuesday, I should say, we didn't have Winnebago Talks. We had some technical difficulties and whatnot. But, we had Public Information Officer training.
Yes.
Communication staff was out at Winnebago and FEMA, the folks from Ponca Tribe. And we attended a 3-day training.
Yes, we did.
It was a 3-day grind and stuff, but it actually went pretty good. We'll kind of talk about that a little bit later on and stuff, but let's talk about some Winnebago in the news. I think we got to catch up here. So what do you guys got?
Yes. So in the last issue, in my Bagel Bits, I talked about Ho Chunk Renaissance hosting their, I'm going to say this wrong, or I don't know, but their Wobo Kitty tasting contest.
Remember, it's Wabo. Wabo.
But it was good. Went through line twice.
Who won?
Feather,
let me
right?
check here.
Was it Feather?
Feather Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah.
All right, good job.
2 years in a row, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, she was the repeat winner, if I remember.
Did you have a chance?
Yeah, I went up there and I went through 3 times. No, just kidding. It was good. It was a really nice thing, and I was surprised to see because I thought well, maybe somebody doesn't know where their office is, but by the time I got there, seriously, they were deep into the pans. Mm-hmm. So they had quite a few samplings and people came up, but it was good. I have to say none of them were terrible. I really don't want to say it that way, but I definitely had my favorites. So
I don't have my phone, so can you guys, the big voicers, those people on Facebook and stuff, help us out here? I might have to go get my phone here, but can we do a kind of a check? Is there anybody? Can you look on your phone to make sure that we're up and running on YouTube and Facebook?
It's on my desk.
Okay, yeah, so
I usually have it in my pocket too, and it's like whatever. But
yeah. If you folks have a chance and opportunity, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. I know not everybody has a Facebook handle or page or anything like that, so yeah, we're good to go. All right, and audio is coming through pretty clear. We're not muted or anything, or just kind of talking with our hands. We're going to do a check
probably
here.
has to unmute or something from watching the video.
You got it? Are we just?
No, I can hear.
Oh, we can hear. All right, cool. We're on. We're live. We're ready to roll. So Kevin's driving, and if he falls asleep behind the wheel and stuff,
I don't know where this bus is going. I'm driving it.
But yeah, just go ahead and flip the cameras and should be good to go. And I think. All righty. So with that being said, Winnebago in the news. You had the contest that was done at Ho Chunk Renaissance. They have language baseball. We're going to try to get somebody to come in and talk about it, because if you never played language Ho Chunk baseball, it's pretty fun, and you have a chance to win some money, you and your family and stuff. And they give you the words, the lessons, and everything.
Guide.
Yeah, so if you have an opportunity, make sure you go check that out. Get registered and get signed up and stuff, but we'll talk a little bit more in depth about that if you have one of the staff members come on over. You guys have an issue coming up next.
Yeah, we are in publication week, so deadline is today, or it should be now, and whatever. So if you have stuff, you better get on the ball and whatever. And so, as you know, we print every 2 weeks, and last time around on our masthead, because, you know, we've been featuring, say, our prominent or leadership from the past or whatever else, or significant individuals in the community, not that anyone is not, but people that we just wanted to feature, etc. And last time around we did the one and only, the late Mr. Victor Burr Jr. Victor was the treasurer at the dawn of the gaming era for the Winnebago people. And he was a personal mentor of mine, and I wrote that in the little, I guess, description excerpt that we have there. And many people to this day still look at him as the architect of the modern tribal financial system. And to this day, the systems and the protocols that he put in place for a lot of the areas are still reaping benefits for the tribal membership across the board. So we always try to feature individuals like Victor. You know, he has passed on, so our continued gratitude to his family for allowing us to post his, to publish his picture. But at the same time, any individuals out there that want to feature your family members as tribal members in a similar way, get a hold of us at brian.chamberlain@winnebagotribe.com or tyler.snake@winnebagotribe.com, and we'll do our level best to feature them on the masthead.
I have a question. Winnebago in the news.
Mhm.
Like, if somebody wanted to, write them an article, do you guys do that, or do you guys set up a meeting? You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of positive information out there and stuff. Like, if I had a story, like I seen on the news last night, WCHS had a teen health fair or something like that. How do we go about doing that? What's the best way?
Most of the time, the organizations, they already have their stuff pre-prepared, and so we don't have to do a whole lot, and maybe simple editing, or perhaps there is a typo that somehow gets through and that kind of stuff. So most of the time they have it all prepared, but if there are specific individuals who don't want to write or don't know what to write, yeah, we can definitely help you in that realm. So
very nice. And then pictures and stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember you guys used to have a picture contest for the Winnebago, I think it was the masthead leading up to powwow.
Yep.
When's the next time you guys gonna do a picture contest? You guys?
Well, of course, we're always going to feature that during probably the July issues that come out every year. Well, as long as I'm here anyway, or whatever. Who knows, anything afterwards. But we might do it again for Halloween and Christmas, because there's a lot of yard decorations that happen. And then what you see, there's also the community decorating contest. And so if we can feature some of those from the past, and maybe it'll kind of inspire somebody to, I want to try this year, or I want to try that, whatever, we can go that route. So it's, we always try to pay homage to our leaders who have got us to where we are, because I say this all the time, we stand on the shoulders of those who came before us. We're not here instantly. I mean, I am, but I don't know about you. But anyway, no, I'm just kidding. But at the same time, we feature the community in whatever ways that we can. And of course, always have Neola's picture up top too, because she is, of course, the originator of the Winnebago Indians.
And how many years? It's been over 50, right?
Yes, it has. Yep.
Dang.
Yeah, maybe that'll be a trivia question you guys can ask, because me and the W.I.N are the same age.
Oh, really?
Yes. Actually, the W.I.N is older than me.
I was say, isn't it 100 years old?
Yes, it is.
Well,
Right.
you found out some research, remember?
Well, we were told by somebody in enrollment. What's her name?
Karen?
Karen in enrollment. She forwarded us what it used to be called. It was the Winnebago Chieftain.
Winnebago Chieftain.
And there's even a ad for coal in there.
Wow.
Which is crazy to see.
Wow.
Yeah.
You could come down and pick up your coal.
It was 25 cents too, but
It was 25 cents. That's
a good
crazy.
amount back then.
Yeah, that's crazy, especially considering all those kids that were mining it. We're going in today, guys. So
Yeah,
sorry.
no kidding. Well, we like to talk and just have a discussion here. We're going to have some special guests. We have some announcements that we're going to make here on today's show. But Kevin Ebert here, kind of tell us who you are, where you come from, what you would do.
Man, you said come drive.
Yeah.
You didn't say nothing about answering questions. Actually, my name is Kevin Ebert. I've lived here, most of my life, since I was 5 years old. Graduated high school here. Write a few articles for the paper. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
It's really fun. I go out, went on vacation, and Brian told me about a great spot down in Kansas City, because I was telling him about my barbecue spot. And
Yeah.
his did a little better than mine.
It's all good.
It is,
Yeah.
but I've never had burnt ends like that before in my life.
Yeah.
Burnt ends.
Burnt
Burnt ends.
ends.
I
Oh
mean,
my gosh.
they don't even sound good. Burnt.
Right.
I forget. It's in the paper, and we can probably pull it. Do you remember the phrase that you called then? You gave the burnt.
Oh,
end.
yeah.
What was it?
Like eating pockets of marshmallows or
little something
barbecue marshmallow
pillows
heaven.
yeah.
Barbecue marshmallow heaven. Right,
Barbecue marshmallow.
And they are, I mean, it's like, I'm not a big fan of burnt ends, and there's, of course, a local chain that's famous for barbecue that we typically frequent.
Yeah.
Their burnt ends don't compare. The Jack Stack ones in Kansas City are like a different kind of meat almost. Yeah, they're so good.
It's weird that we're talking about barbecue because I kid you not, this morning when I was getting ready to come to work here, I was watching Netflix, some kind of barbecue master, and I didn't know there's Memphis.
Oh, yeah.
There's Kansas.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
There's Louisiana.
You got Memphis. That's more of a vinegar rub, and that's a wet rub. Then you got down south where they have dry rubs.
Yeah.
Then you got Kansas City where they're more ketchup.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's different. Depends on what reason.
There's California.
Yeah, and you was watching Barbecue Pit Masters.
Is that what I was watching?
Yes, sir.
Bobby Filet or something like that. Do you guys heard that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now his show, there's a show where you go to beat him now. Now there's knockouts where other chefs are trying to do that.
Yeah.
But I went to Norfolk last week, and I went to a barbecue place, and they had a stuffed baked potato, and I ordered that. And then later on, I noticed they had burnt ends on the bottom for $13. I was like, man, I already ordered my food, but I don't want to order another. So I said, hey, and I see the owner come out. Well, I didn't know it was the owner. He come over, he talked to me, he said, how you doing? I'm doing fine. He walks across the street to the house across the street. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking around, and I see a poster, and there he is on the poster, got the hat and the beard and everything. So when he comes back, I mentioned to him, hey man, I went to a barbecue place down in Kansas City, and I wrote an article about it, So I'm just trying to give you some free food. So I started going into my story, and pretty soon he comes out with a plate of barbecue with burnt ends. Horrible. That's why I'm not even going to say the name of the place because I don't want to do them like that. But yeah.
All right, Kevin, stay off the table because everybody.
You're beating on the table.
Yeah, you're beating on the table and you're blowing everybody's subwoofers and stuff. But that's where you get the noise. Great discussion on food. So if you have an opportunity, check out his last review.
Yeah, because it's in this very last issue, the most recent one, and so Kevin basically gives us his review of Jack Stack Barbecue. It has a few locations around the Kansas City metro. I'm not sure if they are outside the city, but I do know they have several inside the city.
The one I went to was Loreno or something.
Yeah, so I do know they have one down very close to Union Station. There's also one in Lenexa. I think there's another one over in Independence, which is on the Missouri side of the river, et cetera. And so I think there's either 4 or 5.
Really?
So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You a fan of barbecue? Tyler's kind of quiet.
Kind of.
Yeah, Famous Dave's is pretty good, man. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if there's any place around.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, there's no shade toward Famous Dave's. It's just that their burnt ends versus Jack Stack, it's like
night and day.
A different type of meat almost. But yeah.
Yeah, I would put Famous Dave's ribs up against Jack Stack's ribs, no problem. The ribs are okay, but the burnt ends it was just magical.
Well, since you guys are from the old school, now I wouldn't say old school, but from what eras? What's your heyday and stuff? Because we might play Kevin against Brian here. I'm
80s, he's 90s.
I'm both. So.
Well, I mean, I could go 70s too if you really want to get technical. I'm 67.
67.
But I mean, I like the 80s music. I'm starting to listen to it a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then I missed out a little bit on the 90s because I left the country for a few years.
So. Yeah. Tell us about that. Why'd you leave the country?
Military. I joined the Army, and when I signed up, I was like, I just met a woman, but I'm joining the Army. I went to the Army to get a college fund. I played college football for Dakota Wesleyan, and didn't really work out too well, so I came back and worked around here, didn't like the things, and seeing the Army had a college fund, so I thought I'd join. And all I asked is don't send me overseas. I just got me a girlfriend, my first real girlfriend ever, and
yeah.
I'm the first one to get orders to go to Europe.
Wow.
They sent me to Germany. And I wouldn't change it. I bring her with, so hey, that worked out. So.
Yeah, that is cool.
But I spent a few years up in a place called Graustadt, Germany. It's about 50 kilometers from the North Sea, from Bremerhaven. Got to watch a lot of boats come in. Got to watch some coolest thing I've seen that I can think of. I watched these sail ship come in. I mean, these boats are as big as some apartment buildings in Sioux City. I mean, or bigger. I mean, they were huge. And it was just beautiful, just to watch them. Their sails all in bloom, man. It was really neat. So. Wow. So I got over to Europe. So
how many years did you?
3.5.
Wow, 3.5 years.
And it was cool because you had to watch the mark rate because their money is different than our money. So theirs are called marks, or we're called U.S. dollars. And when one of my best friends was over there, his name was Tony Provo, so God rest his soul. it was $3.40 to 1. So you give them $1, they give you $3.40 of their money. And so, I mean, you could be living large. I actually went to one country in Belgium. It was 3,200 to 1. So you give them $10, you got 32,000.
Oh man!
But a can of Coke costs 1,500. So I mean, it balances out. So it's 50 cents.
Yeah. That whole conversion process is weird, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
really,
and then the early days when they also still had their, like he's saying, their own individual currency. Now it's the euro. So
yeah, now they changed all of Europe. They go to the euro dollar now. They don't have individual country dollars. Just every country you're going to, you had to go into, like in Belgium it was a shilling, in Germany it was called the mark, in another country it was called the peso. Just depending on what country you're in. But now it's the euro dollar, so they're all.
When did that change? When did that change?
Oh gosh, back in the 90s.
Late 90s?
Yeah. So
Okay.
it was a huge effort and stuff. And then you may have heard that recently because the term Brexit came around because Great Britain actually wanted to leave the European Union, and I believe they did. Gosh, it's been a while since I followed that story, but at the same time, it was this massive, massive ordeal because of how interconnected their economies were, and I know, and so you go way into the weeds with that and stuff, but yeah. So, and to that point, I'm not sure if they do retain their individual currencies to this date. That was unclear to me as well. Does the mark still exist? Does the franc? Does the pound? I know the pound does.
Oh yeah, the franc. Yeah, I remember
and
those.
so, and then lira in Italy, and so yeah.
Yeah, well, Kevin, thank you for your service. We wanted to talk to you when, like, November comes around, Veterans Day. We should honor a veteran every day and stuff like that. But I know you have stories. We want to feature that, and maybe if you can ask your comrades to help us out, because I know, prayers to the mourners and everything too. But you guys, you're helping out with the funeral that's going on now. So we want to send our condolences to the family, and I know that they have a veteran by the casket. 24/7 while that's taking place and stuff, So the funeral is going to take place here today. Again, on behalf of communications and everybody, veterans and stuff. We really hold them in high regard and stuff. So again, thank you for everything that you do. Let's talk about what you do for the tribe.
I'm the multimedia
Coordinator.
multimedia coordinator for the tribe. Basically what I do is I set up Zoom meetings, and I'm in charge of the Zoom meeting. So if anybody in the tribe wants to have a Zoom meeting, or they want to meet with multiple people and they can't all get in the same building, then I'll set up a meeting for that. I also run the ones for the tribe, for the council meetings. We do a live stream twice a month for mid-monthly and for the regular tribal council meetings. And then I just pretty much help the council. I help the veterans and whatever communications ask me. I enjoy working with them. I've never actually, take that back. I wrote one other article in my life, and I was really proud of that, but now I got 4 or 5 under my belt, so I'm getting a little better,
Yeah.
And it's really great working with these guys, because Brian, I turn in some of my stuff, and I expect to be corrected. No, he likes it. He just gives me a little feedback, or I might have put this sentence in front of it, but other than that, it's Brian's a real good help, man.
I gotta say, it's intimidating to write. You know what I mean? There's some people that just have an anxiety about it, and there's people that can't get up and talk, or be on the air and stuff. There's a lot of people out there that they're fearful of coming up here to the radio station for saying something wrong and stuff, but there's that anxiety behind it, you know what I mean? And I think you're kind of a wordsmith. There's people that are that just are really good with words. I'm good like designing stuff, because that's what I got trained on, far as graphic design and making things look. And there'll be every once in a while I'll spell a word wrong, but I'm more concerned about the design and stuff, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think...
Well, that's what I was kind of saying. He took the intimidation away from me. He helped me just by the words of encouragement and just how he played it, I liked it, so it made it easier. And then kind of helped Tyler too, but because we was commenting on one of your articles, so I'm like, okay, now I got dust. So I told her, okay, I got to beat him now. I got, see, that one sounded too good. So okay, that's what got the Jack Slack out of me. So hey, right, that shit.
I think that was my first food review for the Winnebago on the News. But I know you said, if you guys want to do something, because you got page 6? Is that what?
Page 6, okay, and that's what that's for. Is more about the society page, what's happening on behalf of the living, breathing tribal members, to say it from that way, because our society isn't just this, this kind of stoic, historical, black and white book type thing, whatever else. It's a living, breathing thing. We're all the tribal members, and we all live in do what we do here in Winnebago, either working for the tribe or on behalf of the people in some kind of way, and we're all connected, and that's what Hikeway is supposed to try to capture portions of. Can we get all of it? Of course not, but at the same time, you know, that's really what it's going to be about. So the other part of what I like with you guys, because you guys are all contributors, and Tyler has her own section with the Bagel Bits. That's totally and completely her. The different voice that comes across to the reader. Because of course, when I write things, you know, in a lot of the articles and stuff that are there, and we also assign basically who did it, because people like to know who's speaking to them, and that's a big part of that. But at the same time, your voices come across, and the people do recognize the differences, because, you know, yeah, we try to correct things, you know, grammar, spelling, and typos exist. You know, I've even caught some of my own that somehow got through and stuff like that. But it's really about the voice, because you're telling a different kind of story. And so to that point, you brought up a very good subject recently, and I guess we can start putting that out here, and then maybe we'll do it on our social media as well. The contributors to the Winnebago Indian News are not compensated. I want to put that out there. And so everything that we put out there for the Winnebago Indian News, if it's not specifically part of their job, and so like when Kevin did his review, Garen, you've done yours, Tyler's done hers, and the others as well, you know, that is things that they are sharing from their lives on their own. And so I want to continue to encourage that. I know some people just can't get over it or whatever and just want to make a big deal out of nothing, because it's really not. But it's about sharing the environment of what we do here in Winnebago, because we are all members of the community and we all participate in whatever we do. And so we try to show as much of that as possible, because I always remember this, and I will always go back to this, and I'm going to be thankful for this probably forever. But when I got the position and Jordana sent me the message, we sometimes have to think about those that cannot come home, such as our incarcerated relatives. That always sticks in my mind. They want to know what's happening here. They want to know what's going on there. Not just in the sense of the hard news, which of course we keep going, but what's it like to be living in Winnebago? What's it like to be a part of the town, part of the community? Who's going where, what's going on?
We also got our soldier boys and girls.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
are deployed,
So,
you know what I mean?
Yep, and a lot of that is to help people connect back to the community. What too many people, I have to say this, and maybe, you know, kind of needs to be that wake-up call, they kind of take for granted. Not all of us are here in Winnebago. You know, so we need to connect back to our tribal members wherever they read, wherever they catch us, and whether it's on newsprint or social media. And so that's what that's about.
I was kind of cracking up. I was cracking up when you were saying, you know, Tyler said, because I remember when I come in, hey, Tyler, did you read my article? Yeah. I even read it in your voice, she said.
Exactly, because you know who's coming with it and stuff like that, you know, and it's so.
I seen that when I read your article.
I thought that was really funny when you said that.
And you were honest and stuff, because
love it, yeah.
That's American Idol. I used to love watching American Idol, because Simon used
Spit
to
it.
just what you call. And you told her straight up that dessert, it wasn't worth the money.
Yeah.
No.
You know what I mean?
You should have got the double chocolate brownie. I mean, you would have diabetes now, but
I'm not really a dessert fan.
Oh gosh.
But you know, he had such great advice on the burnt ends that, you know,
carrot cake,
I thought he was onto something, but no.
For those who haven't read the article we were talking about,
Carrot cake.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, it
but
was
you
a
need to
carrot
read
cake.
the article.
carrot cake fan, Tyler? Yeah, a little bit.
Sometimes.
Favorite dessert of all time? Go ahead.
Ooh,
I know that's.
strawberry shortcake.
Oh man.
Damn.
Okay.
Made
Okay.
for my grandma.
All right.
Yeah, that's
From
a good one.
yeah. Okay. Kevin.
Dessert. Wow.
You know what? I can't.
You can't.
No,
You don't
because
do
I go between cheesecake. I mean, there's different. I mean, depends on what city I'm in.
Yeah.
Where's the best dessert?
Yeah, I guess it depends on the occasion too, because like around Thanksgiving, Christmas time, pumpkin pie
Oh,
for me,
pumpkin
man.
pie,
With whipped cream. I mean, you just
Apple.
put the whipped cream and this little hint of
Hot
pumpkin pie.
get the
apple
sli-
pie.
you get-
Okay, hot apple pie with ice cream.
A la
on top.
mode. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's my Thanksgiving go-to.
Yeah, but Garen's, you know, during the holidays, you get the bowl of Cool Whip and you dip your pumpkin pie into the Cool Whip. Yeah, so that's how it's done.
For real.
I'm not that level.
No, not some little cheap
So-
little dollop. It's like, no, sit there.
I don't know. I think I was telling you guys not too long ago that, I mean, like, I never ate candy as a kid. You know, growing up in high school, all that stuff. I didn't start eating candy bars until I went in the military, because they told me I couldn't have them. And it made me want them. I mean, I never desired them. I wasn't a big fan. I mean, I have Snickers every now and then, but should I candy in my car right now? I was like, shoot.
No, it's all good. Yep. No, desserts are awesome, and I got to say that too. It's like it's a hard toss-up for me between cheesecake with either cherries or strawberries. I never ever pass that up ever, and then depending on like some kind of pie. But at the same time, I'm not shy from like birthday cake. Man, I love it, especially when it's cold. I love cake when it's cold.
I wonder, like, okay, so we're a native radio station, right? And like, you go back to Thanksgiving and all that, it's like we wouldn't have a lot of stuff if it wasn't for native tribes.
Sure.
As far as like tomatoes and potatoes, everything. There's research on that. Now, I'm not a culinary artist or anything like that, but it's just kind of interesting on how all that kind of fosters and stuff. What here would be considered a dessert delicacy?
Wajabi.
Yeah. Okay.
But isn't that a Sioux thing?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, somebody can certainly correct me on that. But see, like when Wild Berries was here earlier in the year, you know, there's two Ho-Chunk ladies that do what they do, and they are definitely in the culinary field. They were serving it and making it with that too as part of their.
Oh yeah.
But whether or not it belongs to the Winnebago, I don't know. That's a good
I just-
But
question.
it's a delicacy here. I mean, that's what we
yeah,
enjoy.
so-
Bear food, you know, like with the nuts and the berries and some sugar and stuff. You know what I mean? That's pretty good and stuff. But anyways, yeah, we must be coming upon the noon hour and stuff because today's topic is about food. I want to change the subject here while we got the Winnebago in the news. Get out the vote.
Yes.
Native, get out the vote and stuff. We want to start kind of promoting this. We're going to have some experts come in. Cynthia, I think, is going to join us on one of these Winnebago talks and stuff. But is there anything that we need to kind of make aware as far as deadlines?
Yeah, definitely. If you are not currently registered to vote in the state of Nebraska, now remember, guys, that is a very different thing than registering to vote for tribal council elections. You simply have to be a resident of the state of Nebraska. It does not matter where you live. And if you're over the age of 18 and you are not registered, then there are multiple ways in which you can complete that task. You can go to Pender, you can go to the county clerk's office and go through that process. You can go online. You can also solicit the information via snail mail. I mean, there's so many different ways. I'm going to, like what you said, Garen, we're going to start covering how that's done because the Winnebago tribe and also the Omaha tribe constitute a serious majority in the Thurston County electoral process. But at the same time, the County Board of Supervisors does not reflect that. So there are 7 members of the Thurston County Board, and I believe there are 2 tribal members.
Yeah, that's Hannah Bena and I think Arnie Harlan from Omaha.
Yeah, I'm not. So, but anyway, and so that should not be. That should actually be, much more closer to 5-4 or 6, or excuse me, 5-2, 6-3, because like I said, the tribal people are the majority of the population, so that should be reflected. But at the same time, you got to get your candidates out there, and then back to the main point, you have to be registered to vote, and then you have to go vote. Learn who the candidates are, why they're seeking, your vote in the election, and make your voices heard, because the tribal people basically they sit on their hands too much, and it's like you guys have a very real and very powerful thing in front of you, and it's very much past time that the tribes, both plural, begin using that.
So county commissioners, is that what kind of like we have a high stake game there on that one, because what do the county commissioners do? Like typically, what are some of their roles?
Definitely, they oversee basically all of the activities of the county. They assign responsibilities from the various offices like the county clerk, county treasurer, all that kind of, the assessor, all that kind of stuff. Also have some coordination with the sheriff's office because these are all publicly elected officials. And then the most important part from my perspective is in their budgeting process where they send dollars to road maintenance. Because in the past, you guys have been aware that they actually had some county commissioners who thankfully are no longer there, but their sentiment was very real that the plow would only be applied to the county portions of the road. So if you're going across, from Winnebago over to Emerson or even all the way over to Wakefield, the road's all dirt. But they would pull up the plow for the sections that weren't specifically related to the county. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Wow.
Yeah, and then also the same thing like with how gravel gets applied. I mean, the road maintenance is a very big thing in my world and that kind of stuff. So it's like, if your voice isn't heard, you're going to get ignored because it was in the past.
Very important to Kevin, because Kevin, you reside on, you have to take a dirt road.
Side of the res,
Yeah.
I stopped taking a dirt road. It wreaked too much havoc in my vehicle. So I took, it's 27 miles to drive all the way around or 16 miles to drive straight here. I choose the 27 unless I'm in a hurry like today.
Yeah, yeah. And you just got your car washed, but you were out there multimedia coordinating. You were checking on the radio station, so we appreciate that. You're just all over the place, bro.
Yeah, it was actually, air conditioners doing really fine, and they did a good job. So.
Cool. Very nice. All right. Well, Winnebago the news, man. We appreciate you guys joining us. I believe Angel Decor is coming up next. Anything else you guys want to make mention?
We always want to make sure that everyone is aware the Winnebago Public School, of course, has begun. So when you're out there driving, make sure that you're aware, because the kids are coming and going at different times. Now they pretty much released, closer to 3:30 now. Mm-hmm. I think dismissal time in Winnebago is at that time period, but there are practices going on. There are other activities going on. So please make sure that when you're driving around that you're paying attention, because kids are out there and you never want anyone to...
I want to make a special note too, starting next week, walking wellness.
Oh, yeah.
So there's going to be even more kids out there walking around.
Yeah. So
They will be a tad bit organized.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
just
so
be careful with them. They'll have the road guards out in them. But just keep out for them.
Well, thank you guys for sitting in here. We'll probably try to do a trivia game. I need your help, Tyler. Kevin's probably going to come grab you, and we'll see if these guys can do it out and stuff.
I do have a joke for you before we leave.
Oh, okay. All right. Joke of the day. What do we got?
All right. How does a non-binary samurai warrior defeat his enemies, or their enemies? How does a non-binary samurai warrior defeat enemies?
Mind tricks.
That's a pretty good guess, yeah.
They slash them.
I'm out of here.
I'm out of
And
here.
on that note,
That one was good.
All right.
yeah, I like that. Okay, cool.
Very good. Very good.
Where'd you hear that?
I don't really.
Kevin,
I
we
think
have
it
a
was
section
online.
called Joke of the Day, and you might have to debut your Joke of the Day.
It's in my head. I just can't come up with the first part of it.
Okay. Well, we'll get our next guest. Here's Angel Decor Museum. We got a lot of events coming up here in the Winnebago lands here, so that we'll try to get a track of everything. So we just want to holler at Sunshine if she's out there and have her come in. But we have definitely a lot of good things taking place here, including we have the Harvest Celebration is going to be coming up next month, September. And then we also have the HCI 30th anniversary is going to be taking place, I believe, Wednesday, September 25th. So if you have an opportunity, we'll get somebody up here to talk about that, what to expect there as we welcome in a stranger to Winnebago Talks. No, I think I grew out a beard since the last time I seen you. But Sunshine from Angel Decor Museum, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. I know you're a busy lady. A lot of good things happening. And so, how you been?
I've been good. How are you?
We're busy as always. Just kind of going back and forth and stuff, But I see a lot of good things coming out of Angel Decor Museum. You guys had some visitors stop in and.
Yeah. Last weekend we had the Fremont Vintage Car Club come through.
Wow.
So I think a lot of people seen all those cool cars come through town, and
Yeah.
they came up and stayed with us for about an hour and a half, and
Very cool.
super interested about our history and our culture, and so that was nice. It's always good to get people
Yeah.
that are interested in wanting to learn more. And
John C. Fremont, I believe that's his initials and stuff. John Fremont. The town's named after Fremont. If you look him up, man, he doesn't have a good history with natives and stuff.
no,
It's pretty interesting.
no, he
so.
doesn't. So yeah.
Yeah. You
Another
went-
hit back at him then.
But nonetheless, what you guys got coming up? Or what you guys got going on?
So I think that it's been so long since I've been up here.
Yeah.
We had our homecoming celebration, and it looked like it went well. And I think everybody's seen the pictures that we did. So it was our first year of finally doing the pictures. I know I've wanted to do them for years now. So just trying to capture that history. I think people don't understand that, we're making history every day for our people. So 100 years from now, we want to save those pictures for our future generations. And so they can look back like we do now, on old pictures and be able to connect and say, that's my family and I'm a descendant of this person and that person. And so,
How cool is that? Yeah. Good job. And your photographer, Savannah, did an excellent job.
Savannah did an amazing job. I'm super proud of her and always love to support our indigenous entrepreneurs and businesses. So shout out to Savannah Berlin. What is her title of the Savannah Berlin photos or something? The business title, I can't remember.
Yeah, I think
The
it's
full
tagged
title.
on you guys' Facebook page and stuff. And make sure you can check it out.
Yeah, so those pictures are up. And then with that, we did a voting where everyone, the most liked pictures, we picked 12 of those.
Oh, cool.
So we'll be having an exhibit, I believe, on the 17th.
Up at Angel Decor Museum?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I remember, Kevin, I don't know if it was back in your days too, but they used to have the art contest down at the Blackhawk Center. And that was really cool.
Yeah.
I remember it being at the Dutch Reformed Church.
Oh,
Me too.
really?
Yeah.
What was it? It was called
WOB Club. So I've been trying to work on, actually, we had Sharon Frenchman donated some of the items from there, and hoping that I can get enough staff and time to restart that again.
That would be cool,
super
man. I mean, I used to, look forward to that. I mean,
the ribbons and being
Yeah.
able to go in and look at
I got
everybody's
like 50
stuff.
cents for getting a third place ribbon or something, but it was
Yeah.
still, I mean, like I was in 5th grade. It was just like, it was the best.
Yeah, I would love to start that again. So if any entities want to work on that and collaborate, I would love to
Inflation
get that going.
now, it's probably got to be $50 and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, nah.
Don't be getting those numbers out there.
I know one year I think I was a freshman, I got Best of Show.
Did you really?
Yeah,
What
for
was it?
A watercolor painting of a old pistol that you load, you know what I mean? That is just hanging down, but it's a watercolor.
Oh, okay.
It was really cool. I mean, I looked for it, I couldn't find it when I got back.
Dang.
Yeah, there was a lot of like categories. I know it was like sewing, painting,
pottery, ceramics, textiles, multimedia, drawing.
You know what? I think the kids would still be happy with a dollar first place. You know what I mean?
Just
'cause
getting that recognition and ribbons out there, and
Yeah.
we're all about getting people to get back into the artwork. You know, and so that would be super cool.
We might have, developed something right here on this show. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
We would try to collaborate. Maybe we'll get with I'm not sure who the art teacher is down there at the school, but we'll figure it out,
All this sounds great, but we got to add food in there.
Oh, culinary arts.
Yes.
That would be kind of cool.
It could, you know what you could do, and then the kids nowadays, I know I missed it when I was at a conference a couple weeks ago, but those videos, I never did get to see those because I was out.
Yeah.
Did you guys go down?
The 4 videos that they presented for Vision Media Maker?
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Really?
Phenomenal.
I've seen 2 of the 4.
Yeah, good job to those kids.
Our
and
HCI
Sandy
apprentice,
and
Tyler
all
Chilson,
them.
she did a boarding school one. Oh, man, it tugs at your heartstrings and stuff. Watch a funny video after you get done watching that one, you know what I mean? Because it makes you mad, you know what I mean? It evokes emotions and everything, too, because there's a lady that she featured, and she was crying, and she was recounting the stories. And it's hard, you know what I mean? But she captured it, and the use of B-roll and everything, so... Everybody that had a hand in that, man, they did pretty good. Brian went down there and sat through them, and they even shared a meal, and then they had a question and answer afterwards, and kind of talked about their experiences being filmmakers for the first time. You know what I mean? And for the first time out, those were pretty good. You know what I mean? Like those were pretty good, and I think that the last one I remember it was about powwow and what it means to be powwow, and then. Tylee's was about boarding school. There was one kind of more the land and some of the things. So they had Michelle talking about elderberries on there.
Oh, nice.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
And then the second one that they showed was the elders just kind of talking and kind of it was really motivational. They had featured Gloria Sheridan and John Blackhawk and a couple more elders, Scott Aldridge and stuff. They were talking on there, and it was just really cool. So. I told Tylee, National Remembrance Day for boarding school is coming up.
Yes.
And I would like to kind of somehow feature that maybe down at the big screen. I remember that time.
That would be nice. Yeah.
Remember that time we had Big Mama come out to the sculpture garden, and she talked about her search for her sister.
Her aunt.
Or aunt.
Yeah. Yep.
Marjorie
Lowe,
yes.
Our Margaret Lowe.
From
Something.
Genoa.
Yes. And we're still, in the works there at Genoa. Still searching for the cemetery and
You been to Genoa, Kevin?
No, the only thing It's just from what you was telling me.
Yeah.
From when you was out there.
Unfortunately, there's a culvert, or there's a waterway that they kind of dug after the boarding school closed. And I'm thinking, and a lot of people are thinking that maybe they kind of got dug up, which is going to be a horrible.
And there's a mound of dirt there.
Yeah.
Off to the, well, if you're looking at it, to the east.
To the east, yeah.
Yeah, and we was kind of looking at that area as well. So we're still in the works for that. So I don't want anyone to think that we've just given up, because I don't give up.
there was kind of like a glimmer of hope there, because they said 2 dogs that recognizes cadaver smells or something like that, no matter how long they've been in the ground. They hit somewhere, and they remember you guys went out there and kind of like sifted through that. I think they had somebody from the University of Nebraska helping out with all that equipment and stuff, but it didn't turn up. It didn't turn up.
No,
anything.
it didn't. I believe there was like Dave Williams and a lot of different archaeologists and stuff there, and it lasted about a week, but nothing came up. So we don't know what they were hitting on, but they went down pretty far. I think I was there the first 2 days, but didn't look like it was going to be anything promising.
I just like the fact that Tylee, there's a dark history of boarding schools in our history. Don't let that die out. You know what I mean? Keep that up there, because so it doesn't happen again. You know what I mean? Especially with a lot of things going on right now, and
in the world and politics and
right.
Yes,
so it's important that we keep the stories out there, and she did a phenomenal job. Filmmakers, I think, like natives in themselves with the storytelling background, they're great filmmakers, and the training that they received and everything too. So that takes a lot. And I know it took a lot of effort from Jordana's what's his name, Mackie, and the crew there. I know that they brought in some of their colleagues and stuff. I think Rebecca, she worked film in there for a while and stuff, and just brought in some people that know about film. And it turned out pretty good. So
it did, and they were super professional, because I know when they came up and did our interviews, it was just like, those kids were working really hard. So shout out to them.
That is cool.
For putting in all that effort and their heart into that. And if they're listening, I would love to see those films, if we can maybe look at them up at the museum, or invite people even to come see that weren't there that week. I would love to do that.
Yep, our former W.I.N editor Jordana, she's in charge of the youth programming for Vision Media Maker. There's some funding there, so if you have an idea, or maybe want to approach that, if you have a youth group or anything like that, if you're in a listening distance. I have a lot of people that listen from Santee, Yankton Sioux, Vermilion area that really tune into the big voice. So if you're out there and you're thinking about bringing that to maybe the tribes up north, and contact her and reach out to her. But Vision Media Maker is the one that kind of really helped out with that. So good job. What else do we have?
So yesterday we did a kind of on the same note as boarding schools. We had we went down to Lincoln to see sugarcane. So that is about the boarding schools in Canada. And it was super moving and frustrating at the same time. And it talked about, all the horrors at the boarding schools up there, or at one particular boarding school on the sugarcane reserve up there. And the horrible atrocities that happened to the kids, and the abuses, and it was just, I would suggest people going to go see that movie.
Is it in theaters, or
it was at the theater down there at it was a small theater on UNL campus. So we went down and seen that, but I think that besides the issues and all the traumas that happened at the boarding schools, when we're speaking on this, I feel like healing comes into our families, I don't know who Tylee interviewed, but I'm really hoping that she found healing in that interview, and her family did as well, and just that validation I think really helps.
I think Kathy Morris, that's who it was. She was a classmate, or
she was actually a year younger than me. What I thought was kind of pretty amazing out of her interview that I didn't even notice is I went to school at the same time with her, and they even said in there, that the day students didn't recognize a lot of the abuse. I mean, we got. I mean, like I've been slapped, and I got spanked on it, on the legs and stuff with a breast. But I mean, I didn't realize how much abuse they actually went through because they actually stayed in these buildings.
Yeah.
I mean, St. Joseph's Hall right over here where the YCIC, I mean, that was our main building. And I believe that was
St.
for the
Mary's
girls.
Hall.
So, is it St. Mary's Hall?
Yeah.
Oh, St. Joseph's is across there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was, so, you know, we get a lot of people that have those good stories, you know, that were day school students that still, you know, are, I don't know, but it's different when they were there every single day, you know, and not able to go home or whatever, and just all the things that happened even here on our reservation at St. Augustine's, and there was other boarding schools here as well. So just hope we continue to talk about it and give our families some healing through that.
Well, keep up the good work on that and stuff. Do you guys have this day in history?
So actually, August 18th was the start of the Dakota War, or some people call it the Sioux Uprising, Dakota Uprising. And it started with, of course, treaty obligations not being met. And there, let's see here. Obviously, tensions had been building due to broken treaties, delayed annuity payments, and the encroachment of settlers on Dakota lands, leading to widespread hunger, desperation among the Dakota people and, you know, our people. We were up there at the same time in the Blue Earth area. So over the, you know, after the start of it, over the next several weeks, hundreds of settlers, soldiers in Dakota were killed. The U.S. government responded with military force, eventually capturing or killing many Dakota fighters. Following the war, 38 Dakota men were executed in the largest mass execution in U.S. history, and many others, including around 2,000 Ho-Chunk, were imprisoned or forcibly relocated to Crow Creek. So they were held prisoner at Fort Snelling, and then brought, waiting for a riverboat. So they took us down, after they picked us up, they took us down the Mississippi to St. Louis and then up the Missouri to the Crow Creek area reservation, and that's where we both were. So if you remember, a couple of years ago, we had the canoe journey from Crow Creek, and so that was kind of commemorating that time in our history and in our ancestors' lives. So I'm also reading a book. What is that book called? And we're always, you know, learning and reading and trying to get more information. And, you know, we're not just historians because we know everything. We have to continue to read and learn all this stuff, you know? So
that's true.
Sometimes we don't know the full history. And
while you look for that, I wanted to bring up something that is very important, because you talked about, you know, treaty obligations, and there was a story that came across in my Google alerts, and it talked about how they're still going through it with USDA commodities, and they gave an example of like they pared down, and like the Congress people are, you know, upset with the USDA guy because they went with the lowest bid. And as a contractor, they used to have two contractors to fulfill all these orders in native country. Now, these go back to treaty obligations, you know, rations.
Yeah.
They say that in treaties and stuff. So the federal government has a responsibility to uphold those treaties. And we as natives and stuff have to make sure that we hold them accountable.
Yes.
So Red Lake, in this story, I think it's on NBC and stuff, but it's crazy to me that it's still going on today. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. Like, you took our land and, you know, all the atrocities against our people, and you're still trying to get away with it, even in 2024, where they're trying to hold food back or not fulfill those things. They gave an example of that they brought the food to that tribe and it was expired, or it was spoiled, or it was bad. In 2024. Like,
and that's what was happening to us back in the 1800s when these treaties started to be signed. And
it's crazy.
Yeah.
It is crazy, man. So for all those people that, you know, the the fighters out there, the activists, those people that are holding people accountable, keep up the good work. You know what I mean? Because
yeah, totally.
that needs to be brought to the forefront and stuff. Our people are starving, especially our young kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they need the nutrition and stuff. And it's just it made me mad this morning. So.
And I think that, not just the food, but nutritious food. I think that's where the diabetes epidemic really started to pick up for our people was, these commodities that they were getting wasn't always the healthiest, and just unhealthy foods. And
yeah, you guys go look that story up and stuff and share that story. I'm going to post it on my Facebook page and stuff because it's I don't know if Winnebago's been affected. I should call down at food distribution and see how it's going and stuff. But they said that they pared it down to one contractor. It's out of Kansas City. And they even gave the name of the contractors and stuff that are supposed to fill all these orders for these tribes, and they're just lagging, and the system on filling those orders and stuff's not working. So it needs to be a complete overhaul.
I believe we're like maybe a month, possibly 2 months behind.
On the food order? Yeah,
yes,
see,
on
and
the food trucks.
Then when we finally get it, it's going to be, you know what I mean? It's not going to, but that they gave the example of Red Lake. So again, it's national, maybe, you know what I mean, with all the other tribes. So maybe we can kind of find out more information, or maybe have the Winnebago on the news do a story on
that would be good, because I think that even like you were talking about the activists and those that try to hold the government accountable to their treaty obligations, they can't ever close their eyes. We can't ever close our eyes because there's something that's always trying to slip by, or trying to not hold up their side of the
it's
treaties.
just like,
and when you hear treaties, it's not like we were just given this land.
Right.
Our ancestors died and for us to be here today.
Fought for it and
Fought
everything.
for it,
and
everything that they did for us to be here.
we have a lot of people that say, you guys own casinos and stuff, and there's a lot of misconceptions out there.
Like the don't pay taxes. I pay taxes. I think we all pay taxes.
That we just can afford whatever we want to afford.
That's crazy.
Stuff,
We had a teacher come in from the Sioux City district, and she is not from this country. She's actually from Italy. And she said that that's what they were telling her, that we just get monthly payments all the time. We don't pay taxes, and we get everything for free. And I'm like, in this day and age, they're still spreading that craziness.
And we all live in teepees.
For real.
I've heard that way more than, because people sometimes will come talk to me because, I'm very light-skinned, so.
We, when I was in American Indian Dance Theater, we did a tour on the East Coast. We went to a couple of those real prestigious colleges, and then afterwards we kind of had a meet and greet. And there was, our African American brothers and sisters that came up to us, and they were just like flipping out because they thought we were extinct.
Yeah.
Seriously.
In Nebraska, people think that there's no tribes here.
Yeah, they came up to us and they're like, oh my God. It's like they seen Elvis and stuff, you know what I mean? But we can't believe, we read about you guys in the books, but, and that was, I kind of heard about that, you know what I mean? But that was my first-hand experience, is like, jeez, man, people on the East Coast think that we're no longer,
But see, that's also the importance of teaching the true history in our schools, and that, we are still here and we aren't extinct.
Pretty interesting. Okay, well, that's our kind of our rant for the day. But do we have good news here? Let's
see. So looking forward to the 17th. I hope to see everyone. I think it's between 4 and 6.
What's the 17th?
For the showcase of those that won. We didn't announce who won. Okay. So if you want to see the pictures that won from the homecoming celebration,
you can still vote, or is it closed?
It's closed.
Oh, okay.
It closed last week. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what else.
Speaking about voting and stuff, ARL top 5 and stuff. Make sure you cast your votes and stuff. We had more people cast their votes for ARL than they voted for the primary. So we're voting people, man. We're voting people. We just need to get out the vote. Get out the native vote when it comes time.
I think it's important, and I think that we, as just being here on the reservation, don't realize the numbers that we have, and we could flip some things, if we got out there and really voted,
especially in this election,
and how important it is. Yes.
Yeah, we'll work with you on getting out the vote. We're going to approach entities and say, hey man, we need to have a rally, we need to get some t-shirts, we need to get some stickers.
Yeah, I
we
was
need-
actually talking to Willie Bass about it a couple weeks ago, but I was at that conference and I just was too busy to. I really think that all of us as departments and whatever entities here in the tribe could really get together and
Let's do it.
get the what is it called? Get out the vote.
Yep,
or
get out
whatever.
the native vote or
Yeah.
scold in vote or whatever it is and stuff. You know what I mean? Like if you guys out there, big voicers, if you guys have an idea, there are the national kind of get out the vote for this native. I think American Indian Congress, they do one. So we'll kind of look into that. Probably try to see if we can get people to register.
And there's
to
a
vote.
lot of voter suppression happening.
I know.
You know, so that's all the more reason to go out there and vote.
Yep.
You know what I say? Your vote matters. It
Vote
does.
matters.
Your vote matters.
Yeah. Secretary Decora was talking about, the veterans.
Yeah, respect your veterans, because they're the ones who went out and fought for your right to vote.
Yeah, yeah. And it's the 100th year, 1924, we were recognized as citizens and we had the right to vote. And you know who John Elk is? John Elk is a Winnebago tribal member. And he moved off the reservation and he went to the he tried to vote in Omaha, Nebraska. They denied him. They said, hey, you're not recognized as a citizen.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think Nebraska came a bit later.
And anyway, so they upheld it. He took it up all the way to the Supreme Court and they didn't allow him to vote. It's crazy and stuff,
Yeah.
It's just like, look up John Elk.
I will
and,
have to look that
voting. If you Wikipedia that and stuff, it's kind of interesting.
So we regained citizenship in 1924.
Right.
But
This is back in 18.
states then decided if it was okay for them to vote. So it didn't always happen right. It didn't happen for
okay.
everyone right then.
So it's kind of like the Juneteenth thing where they recognized slavery is done, but they didn't hear about it in Texas until, was it 2 years? And then 2 some years?
Yeah.
First.
Yeah, crazy. Anyways, thanks for joining us here, Sunshine. We appreciate you. And we thank you for being here on
glad to
Winnebago
be here.
Talks.
Feel like
and
you guys are all strangers now.
I know, right? Good to see you. Like I said, I'm probably about trying to grow out my beard and stuff, last time. All right, come on up. We have our Winnebago in the News editor, Mr. Brian Chamberlain, back in the house. We got some things that we wanted to discuss, and
I didn't know if you guys wanted to do the answer is with Kevin versus Garen.
let's do it. First one to answer wins.
They're multiple choice.
Okay.
You ready? Okay. So up first, question number 1. The University of Nebraska women's volleyball team is a perennial powerhouse in their sport. They are currently rated number 2 prior to the start of the season.
Go Huskers.
Yes. What Olympian has returned from Paris to help coach them? And I have multiple choice. Okay.
Yep.
Was it A, Jordan Larson? Was it B, Justine Wong Arantes? Was it C, Kelsey Robinson Cook? Or was it D, Lauren Stivrins?
I know this answer.
Really?
Yeah, I watched it on the Olympics.
I like to cook.
Okay, I'm going with A. Larson.
Okay. And you said
Number
Kelsey?
3. Yeah.
Okay.
Are we going to go through the questions and then
Yes.
come back? Okay, all
Yep.
right.
Okay.
So you're going to make us wait.
Of course. Of course. All right. So question number 2 then.
Lunch.
Yep.
Oh.
Last August, the Nebraska women's volleyball team set a world record for attendance, playing in front of over 92,000 fans. Who did they play
LSU.
in that record-setting match? No, you want the multiple choice?
Yeah.
He does.
Okay.
Wayne State. No.
So
Wayne
was
State
it
play there.
was it A, Wayne State College? Was it B, University of Nebraska Kearney? Was it C, Creighton University? Or was it D, University of Nebraska Omaha?
Oh, LSU was not even in it.
I know. I was like, man, I was waiting.
It was not LSU.
Yeah. Well, I say Wayne State too. then.
Wayne State. So A.
No,
Yeah,
I'm going to go
going
with
A.
Kearney.
So B, Kearney.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I actually watched it. I swear.
yeah. Question number 3.
I watched LSU play somewhere.
As part of that record-setting match, so that was an amazing day for volleyball because it was a world record at that. What other factoid became a reality? Meaning that, of course, they set a record. There are 92,000 people there, that kind of stuff. It was an amazing day for the sport. What other factoid became a reality? Was it A, 28 other Olympians were in the house to watch? B, the attendance record that was set also tops the football's attendance record? Was it C, head coach John Cook paid for all of the students to enter and watch? Or was it D, a baby was delivered in the concourse of the stadium?
Shades.
I want it to be C, but I'm gonna go with B.
You're gonna go with B.
Yeah, 'cause
and that was
It topped the football stadium.
okay.
So it was 28 other Olympians were in the house to watch.
Yeah.
The attendance record also topped the football's attendance record.
Yep.
Head coach John Cook paid for all of the students to enter and
That'd be
watch. A baby was delivered in the concourse of the stadium.
I'm gonna go with that last one. Just
D.
for giggles.
Because
Okay.
you want to buy me lunch?
Okay, fourth question. The University of Nebraska Cornhuskers have a mascot called Herbie. Herbie Husker, you've probably heard of him. What was the original mascot for the university? Was it A, Indians? Was it B, midgets? Was it C, bug eaters? Or was it D, threshers?
C.
B.
B. Okay.
I'm just throwing out the different.
Do you know the answer?
No.
Okay.
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 I thought you did because you said buggies before you said it.
Okay. So
So I'm like,
the fifth and final question. The B1G, the Big Ten, has
Yep.
expanded, now including teams from the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Which conference did those teams come from? Was it A, the Pac-12? Was it B, the Pac-10? Or was it C, the Western Athletic Conference, the WAC? Or was it D, the Southwest Athletic Conference, the SWAC?
number one, A.
A? Okay.
Pac-12. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's see where we got. So the first question was about the Olympian returning from Paris, and the answer is Jordan Larson.
Yeah.
So Garen got that
Hooper,
correct.
Nebraska,
Yes.
down the road.
Oh, yeah, I
down
know
the
where
road,
Hooper's at, yeah.
Yep.
So, but Jordan, Justine, and Kelsey, they were Olympians, but they are not part of the coaching team.
So she joined the coaching
Yeah,
team.
she's back. And she's in
Wow.
the house.
Yeah, that is crazy. Then what did the USA do this year in volleyball?
They ended up silver.
Oh,
Yep,
Brazil?
No, they got beat by Italy.
Italy.
Yeah, there's her name is Paola something. I can't remember. She's just unreal.
Yeah?
Yeah, carries their team, and it's like, holy cow.
I thought it was Brazil was the champions, right? Last year or the 4
Last
years
time
ago?
around, actually, the USA women won in Tokyo. They
Oh,
were gold
okay.
medalists in Tokyo. So, but yeah, no, Brazil's always in it. But yeah, nope, they were lost to Italy in the gold medal match. So
How about in the sand volleyball? I was kind of watching that one.
I didn't really see a lot of that, but I know I don't think any of the teams did very well because there was not a whole lot of pub about them. So they were there, but
Yeah.
didn't bring home any of the medals. If they did, it wasn't. I don't know. Really wasn't very well.
That might be a question.
Yep. Okay. So the second question was, who did they play at the match? So Garen said University of Nebraska Kearney, and then Kevin said Wayne State College.
Was it Creighton?
The answer was actually D, Nebraska Omaha.
Oh,
So you
man.
both got it
See,
wrong.
I watched that game too. And we were in Lincoln. Me and my daughter, Mimi, we sat there and there's a nice place. It's a restaurant. Okay, so what do you call it? Pho, right? Is that
Yeah,
the soup?
PHO.
Yeah.
Pho.
Pho.
It's far.
See, I started out calling it pho, and then somebody's like, it's pho, or, or pho, or I don't know. Anyways, so we were sitting there eating, and we're like, dang, that's just down the road and stuff. And it was like, you're going to remember this day, because they did the world record.
Oh yeah, definitely, and that was there. But Wayne State College played University of Nebraska Kearney in kind of the pre-match.
Oh,
I know they played
They
there.
were both
yeah,
there.
Yeah,
I
so
know they
technically.
They played one another.
Okay, all right,
So,
all right.
yeah.
So nobody got that one.
Nope. And so question number 3 was, what other factoid became a reality? And the answer is B, the attendance record also tops the football attendance record.
Dang,
So
Kevin. So it's 1-1.
Yeah, so Kevin
1-1.
got that one
Uh-oh.
correct. Yep.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so the fourth question then is, what was the original mascot? Of course, that answer is C, the Bug Eaters.
Oh, 2-1.
Yeah.
2-1.
I should have just went with it so we could stay tied, but I was shooting for one.
Well, and you guys both said Pac-12, and
See,
that
that
was
wasn't
correct. So you guys, yep, Garen
The
got
score
it
is
by
3-2.
Yes.
Yeah, it really is.
Let's see
It's
here.
3-3.
Robles sounds pretty good. You know, come on. No. Well, good job, though, Kevin.
We got PB&J in there. And there's some leftover
Hey, I don't hate on that.
Some celery sticks.
No, there's some potato salad from last week. I say it's iffy, but
You're taking a chance at that.
I say it's iffy, but for free lunch, you can't complain.
No.
Man, Kevin, we appreciate you having you. You know what I mean? Like a multimedia coordinator. I hope you did good today driving and stuff. You know what I mean? I can't see what's behind the screen, but thank you for joining us, man. You just kind of did it all. You know what I mean? When our transmitter went down over there, you're over there on top of it. Council calls you over for a meeting. Appreciate it and stuff. And then we were hungry. He brought the grill from home and stuff. You know what I mean? So it's just all around, dude. So and plus, being a veteran on staff and stuff. Again, thank you for helping out our veterans here too. So whatever you. So appreciate it. And, Brian, those are good questions.
Thank you.
I think I learned a lot here today, too. Bug eaters.
Bug Eaters, yeah.
That was pretty interesting, huh?
Yeah, I should have went with that same answer because we could have went with a tie.
So speaking of the Bug Eaters, Huskers and Herbie and all those guys, when's the first game?
Nebraska women, I believe, I want to say they might even play tonight. It's really, really soon, but definitely. And then I believe, is football this weekend? I'm not sure. I got to look at it.
I know, man.
I never even saw the schedule, to be
I'm
honest.
in one of those pools, but
Yeah.
it's been such heartbreak the last... I hate to say it, but... Man, if it doesn't turn around this year, it's kind of hard to be a diehard fan. You know what I mean?
It'll always be there. And, of course, who's their head coach? Matt Rule?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, so...
Really?
What?
It's kind of hard to be a Husker fan.
I mean, it's a lot of heartbreak, isn't it? I mean, it's a little... I'm going to always be a Husker fan, but man, I tell you what... Like, everything used to stop. Everything used to stop
still
on
does.
game day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But nowadays, it's just like, I don't know.
I feel you there.
Well, even to this day, though, Husker football, of course, is wildly popular. It is the red state for a reason and stuff like that, but it's horrible for business because they still experience that lull and that drop because people are watching the game. And even though they may not be successful, it's there and stuff. So, yeah. Husker football is definitely back in the realm.
Yeah, who are they playing?
I don't know.
Do you have it up and
I'm
stuff?
trying to look up when they're.
Yeah.
when
Is
they
it
play.
Wit or something? Usually it's a...
I want to say
At
it's
the
Little Priest.
Fremont School of Hair or something like that. Because I always remember Buff used to say that Fremont School of Hair, and I was like, oh my gosh, and whatever. So yeah, so.
Well, I mean, like I read some stories like where they paid a team to play him. I'm like, what? You know what I mean? Like they're like, yeah, they're gonna pay a team to come into Nebraska to pay for the flights and everything.
It's actually this Saturday. Then at home they play UTEP, University of Texas, El Paso.
Let's go.
Yep, and it is
and
2:30 game. And then next week is Colorado.
oh, right off the bat, huh?
No.
Yep.
Deion Sanders,
at Nebraska.
Are you a big fan?
Yes.
Yeah. Deion
I like
Sanders?
what they've
I'm a
done.
big fan if Nebraska really beats them, though. I mean, but I don't know. I was a huge fan at first last year, and then I kind of wanted them to get beat because of all the junk they talk.
Mm-hmm.
What was that? What was his phrase? The ticket, punched our ticket, or
I don't remember.
receipt for the ticket, or something like that.
So Brian, you're saying that the reviews that we put in, if we go to a game and stuff, the department's not paying for it. Is that correct? Is that
No.
and so you did Luke Bryan, and
Yes.
we didn't pay for that
Oh, you
ticket,
did
right?
not. No.
Yes.
No,
so
no.
just kind of a FYI.
Well, can I get paid to go to the Husker game? I mean,
Yeah, sure.
I'll take pictures.
We're trying to debunk a myth here.
Sure.
and you're
No.
asking on air.
No, not at that. So,
No, I'm
if you're
just
not
saying.
aware, the Nebraska games for this season they open the season with UTEP. Then, actually, it's September 7th. So that is not, or is it next weekend? Anyway, September 7th with Colorado at home, UNI, Northern Iowa at home. Illinois at home. Then they travel to Purdue on September 28th. Then they are at home against Rutgers. Then back to Indiana on October 19th. They are at Ohio State, which is currently rated number 2, on October the 26th. Then they bring the Pac-12 teams. UCLA comes to Lincoln on November 2nd. USC, the Huskers, travel to Southern California on November 16th. Then it is the grudge match, Wisconsin and Nebraska, on November 23rd. And, of course, the Heroes game versus the terrible Iowa Hawkeyes on Thanksgiving weekend.
Man,
That's
we
gotta be
can't
one of
even
my
say
favorite.
anything about, because Iowa's been getting us for the last,
I don't care. It's like,
I know.
even though Nebraska, they haven't been as successful, because then I always just say, well, what about the volleyball team? It's not even worth watching.
It's not.
No, it's one of the most boring matches ever. It's like, geez, you could put a club team out there. No, just
So
kidding.
football's your season, right? Because you used to play football for college, right?
I remember back in the day talking about Nebraska Husker game, Nebraska Iowa game. My mother was a huge Nebraska fan. I mean, it was hard to be in the house to watch there because there was a lot of swearing, and she was a Christian lady. But my uncle lived in Iowa, Jefferson, Iowa, and he was a huge Iowa fan. So one year they played, and Iowa got Nebraska, so they bet $10 on it. It was like our lunch. And my mom filled up a mason jar with 1,000 pennies, and then filled it full of honey and put the lid on it and then gave it to him. So he could never spend it. I mean, who's gonna take 1,000 pennies with him? You know?
Oh my God.
That was a $10 bet, and that's my favorite payoff ever. I mean,
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Well, here you go.
but yeah, I played for the Dakota Western out of Mitchell, South Dakota, and they're doing pretty good this year. I'm not a huge follower of them, but I only played for a year. Me and the head coach didn't really get along, so.
Best thing about playing football. Hey, Winnebago is going to be in action here pretty soon. Does anybody know this?
Yeah, it's actually here in the article because they are traveling. They actually have quite a few away games this year.
Do they?
Yes, they do have home games, but I want to say, where was it? As the Winnebago gears up.
All
They
Nations
go
Conference.
to Cheyenne Eagle Butte on August 29th, so 2 days from now.
Yep. Good luck to the Winnebago Indians.
Yes.
Football season in action. Man, I love it. I love it. The change of weather, football season.
Jeez.
This is my best time. I'm on Clyde 9, guys.
I don't know. Favorite part of playing football was just laying somebody out.
What position?
I played defensive tackle on defense, and I played anywhere on the offensive line.
Even at college?
Yeah, I played defensive tackle in college. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you like defense, yeah.
That was like a weird, crazy awakening, you know, because I never got to play against guys my size as much. I mean, there was me and Coley.
Yeah.
But after the first or second week, we would tone it back a notch. But when you're in a game against somebody your size and you hit them, there's some reckoning in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I just love playing. I mean, it was good. That and being in shape too. Being able to run a couple miles. I mean, and crazy fact is, my father, my stepdad, he tried to talk me into going to Boulder. He wanted me to play for them so bad, but I'm like, that school is a tad bit too big for me. I'm thinking it's D1, and I went to an NAIA school, so I knew where I was at, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Football season underway, man.
Yeah,
So
it's going to be nice to see the Colorado game again. I don't know if you ever caught that in a little bit of squirrel moment there, but they actually did a documentary about the Colorado team. Eric Bieniemy, all these other. I mean, it was crazy because these names that kind of basically got pushed into your head. They were, showing these players, and of course it was footage from back then when, Colorado really kind of blew up. What was it, 89, 88, 89, 90, somewhere in that range? But yeah, it was a really, really good documentary too, because Colorado, a D1 football team, but really came out of nowhere and just kind of blew up on the national scene and was tearing apart everybody and stuff. So it was cool.
very cool, man. It's good to catch up, reminisce, and everything. I know we have to get off air and stuff, but go ahead. Last thoughts?
I just think football season is awesome. College football, I mean, to me, it's where it's at. People ask me, are you an NFL fan? You know what? I'm a Nebraska. Well, first of all, I'm a Winnebago Indians fan.
Yep.
I don't care what. 1-9. That's what you're saying. It was hard to be. I mean, it was hard back then, but they turned it around. Just football season. I love the cold weather. You know what I mean?
It's a good time.
The coolers to keep your beverages cold. You don't need ice as much.
For the lemonade and tea,
you can
right?
leave it open.
Last thoughts?
Just shout out to everybody again, like I've been saying all summer long. the people that keep the Winnebago community as beautiful as it is. I know a lot of the landscaping and groundskeeping work that has been going on, and Winnebago to this day still looks amazing, even though the heat has been truly excessive. They are toiling in the sun, and your work does not go unnoticed. Good job, guys.
So I just want to give a shout out to the crew, the attendees for the PIO training that we attended last week. That's why we were out, me, Brian, and public information officer training is phenomenal. I mean, like, it's something that equipped us with tools, even though I told Brian, I was like, okay, can I gouge my eyes out yet? But it's just that, you're never too old to learn, and, there's always something that you will probably take away from it. And we did a pre-test. And on the pre-test, I think I got like almost half of them wrong. But there was some questions that were very, like, what is a microblog? Like, come on now. I mean, like, and
very
anyway,
ambiguous answers.
Yeah, so if you didn't go through the book and see it word for word, you know what I mean? I ended up on the final, I got 2 wrong. I mean, I was pretty proud of myself. So I think that everybody that attended that PIO training, good job. So that's my shout out.
Yep, good one.
All right, folks, you guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you guys for joining us here for Winnebago Talks. We'll be on the air next Tuesday, and we have some good shows coming up. Wednesday, we're going to be on the air for a big hour, over the noon hour, and then replays in the afternoon. Thursday's All Requests Live with DJ Bethani, and Res Ride in the evening with MCBKC and the crew. I love that show. If you haven't had an opportunity to jump in the Res Ride and stuff, man, we extend an invitation to come on. We have some seats here. We got some open mics, and just jump on because it's a good time. I love the weird facts.
Yes.
The weird facts are that.
Yeah, they go all over the place.
They do. They're like, did you know?
It's
and I'm
like Kevin's driving. No.
And then Friday we have some good shows and stuff. So thank you guys for tuning in for the Big Voice. Remember, get out the vote. Get out the native vote. Coming up.
Your vote matters.
There you go.